So this is my raw review of I don't know what is it. Is it 28th, 29th? I don't know, but a pretty good show. I would say a 3.75 show. I would have given it a 4 if not for the finish of the women's tag match. Let's start with the Cody and Seth segment, as that is in the thumbnail. Like a spellbinding segment, I would say. A segment that it didn't need anything extraordinary to be spellbinding. It was it was precise, to the point. Like it had everything. It had no logical holes in it. It had their history and everything. It Let's start what happened. Like Cody came out, and he was talking about like like the decision that I have to take, like should I sell my soul to the rock or not. Like I have been in the wrestling business to know that selling the soul, what it really means. But the thing is, like it would be great, I can give the good guy 101 answer, which is that I would fight it. But then I have to, it's not just about me, it's about you know my nephews who have just broke into this business with the road surname. It's my wife, it's my child, it's my mother, which I have to take care of. Like my father Dusty in his 60s was in the independent circuit bleeding all around so that he can make ends meet, and I don't want to be in the same position in my future. So this is much bigger than just being a good guy and refusing it. I don't have to come here every week. I don't have to. What he really meant was that he doesn't have to do these media signings anymore. Like he doesn't have to scratch and crawl and fight to be a megastar. So it's a much bigger decision than what he really thinks it is. Then Seth Rollins interrupted him in a goofy outfit. I like Seth Rollins in these segments. It's just that he also should come out being serious. And in okay, the outfits I can ignore, but should not come out doing the whoa and all, because you get into the ring and you get serious, and it's just like, do you have like multiple personality disorder or something? But then he gets into the ring and he's like, it would have been a much better thing for me that we are, meeting after nearly a year. Last time we were in the ring was WrestleMania 40, where I helped you become the champion. And it would have been good if, you know, a moment of celebration about how you have been a champion for a year, and nearly a year, and that, I'm going to win the Elimination Chamber and win the go for the WWE Championship at the main event of WrestleMania. But it's not. Like, what is happening with you? Like, why are you even thinking about this? Like, The Rock comes back, and you should have slapped him for even saying that, because Seth's point was right, because they fought Rock and Roman last year. Like, Seth was like, do not make me regret that I trusted you. Like, I gave my everything to help you become champion. And he was like, like, I have been, the thing is that then Cody said, yeah, I do know, but it's not as simple as that. Like, like that I also know who you really are. Like, you're the same guy who who after wishing me well for my surgery, you know put a sledgehammer in my back. You're the guy who put a chair on the Shield and broke that relationship. You were the guy who wrote the coattails of the Authority and drove people like me out of this company. But you're also the same guy who helped me win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. You are my brother. And I really like this, because he said that, I know who you are. You have both of these sides. That I don't judge you for that. That you have been, that I know there is good and bad. That how are you judging me? Like, you have been a guy who has sold his soul in the past. Like someone said on Twitter also, like, Seth is saying the right thing, but is he the one that should be giving advice? Because he did sell his soul to the Authority. And Seth was like these things do eat up at me, the things that I have done. And sometimes the hate that I have is directed towards guys who deserve it, like Roman and CM Punk. But I do not want my hate to be directed at you. Do not make me hate you, Cody. And I liked it because the thing is, what we have been seeing for the past 6 7 months is Seth is slowly going to the dark side. Like, because of his problems with Roman Reigns, because of his problems with CM Punk, he didn't align with kind of the good guys in the Bloodline versus the new Bloodline match, because of his personal problems with the OG Bloodline, with The Rock. He did not align with them to take down a much bigger evil known as Solo Sikoa. He was the guy who, even after getting eliminated, injured Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. He's the same guy, who has been after CM Punk, who wanted to injure CM Punk after the War Games match but didn't, and he regretted that. And that's what you've been seeing. Like, Seth has been going on a spiral, and as someone said on Twitter, like, Seth selling his soul to The Rock instead of Cody also makes a lot of sense. Like, Seth in the end says that, I'm not coming for your soul, I'm coming for your title at WrestleMania. And that was how the segment ended. And Seth can be the one who sells his soul to The Rock, because we have known the story. Seth has always felt kind of bad that he has never been the guy. He has never been the guy. It has either been Roman, it has either been Cody. It kind of like he's like the second tier guy who they go to when they need him. He's the kind of guy who went along with Cody to defeat the Bloodline, but then Cody teams up with Roman Reigns. Like, he helped Cody become the champion, but all the limelight is on Cody. It's not on anyone else. And The Rock can be like, you know what, Seth? We have had our problems, but if you if you become my Seth Rollins, like, I can do the same thing that that Cody has, even bigger than him. You just have to sell your soul to me, and this can happen again. Then moving on, we go to the opening segment, which was Logan Paul and CM Punk. And again, Logan Paul, like as CM Punk in his promo, like in 2 lines, laid out what Logan Paul really is: a guy with no substance, no character, who does absurd things to get a reaction. And that also showed in Logan Paul's promo. Like, Logan Paul in his backstage vignette, which they had later in the show, felt much more genuine and a much better character than he did in the ring. Like, why is he trying to give a heel promo? Just be yourself. I would ask the WWE to not give him like lines, not tell him to, go out and be a heel, because you can see the voice difference. Like, he tries to, have like a typical heel voice when he's talking. We do not want that. We already have people like that. We want Logan Paul, the real guy that we know who is an asshole. Let him be that. You don't need him to be a typical heel. He said a lot of stuff. Even this segment was fine, but it was like CM Punk said lines with like the emphasis on them, like he was saying really a profound thing. But they were really like normal lines. They were not like, oh my god, what did CM Punk just say? I think what he wanted was that he wanted it to be like, yeah, oh my god, what a punchline and everything. But it didn't hit because it was the sub that we heard before, that uh, like Cody doesn't need to sell his soul to The Rock, because he knows one thing, that I am Satan himself. Then I'm going to beat you, Logan. Like, the emphasis that he put, it was like the crowd was supposed to be like, oh, but it was normal, and it ended with Logan slapping CM Punk, and CM Punk will be like, I'll beat you up at Elimination Chamber and go to face Cody at WrestleMania. So that was the gist of it. We also had Penta versus Ludwig versus Pete Dunne. a really good triple threat match. I miss like one move which had the crowd going holy shit because of we are watching on Sony Live. I really liked him doing the Mexican Destroyer, stepping on the back of Ludwig Kaiser and doing the Mexican Destroyer to beat them. Really good triple threat match. In the end, Ludwig throws Penta out of the ring, a weak throw, but then gets his finisher on Pete Dunne and wins. The thing is, it doesn't do anything wrong with Penta. They are trying to build Ludwig into something. It's just that Ludwig loses a lot. And then they think that they'll just give him like one win out of like five losses and it will just immediately revive Ludwig. I don't think it happens like that. I think this is probably leading to like their feud will probably lead to like the Intercontinental Championship Gauntlet, which like happened last year, to decide Braun Breaker's WrestleMania opponent. I think this is probably going to weave into that stuff because otherwise I don't know what the end goal is. Because they've had singles matches against each other. Maybe you'll get like a Pete and Ludwig Kaiser match, maybe that. But apart from that, where do you end like this feud? I think the end is like it weaves off into the Intercontinental Championship Gauntlet match, where you'll probably add Sheamus also, maybe add AJ too, because it looks like AJ like had a little bit of stare down with Logan, but apart from that, there was like no interaction between AJ and Braun. It feels like Braun is probably having a mini feud with the Judgment Day before WrestleMania. We may get like a Braun, Finn, and Dom match. Maybe a Braun versus Finn match, depending his IC title, because he needs to get like one or two defenses before WrestleMania because WrestleMania is in April. Like you cannot have him have no defenses. And unironically, this is the second Braun Breaker match in 2025. Like the one televised match he had was against Sheamus at Saturday Night's main event. Like this could have been an Intercontinental Championship match. I would have liked it better because you need to give them some defenses. Kind of like what happened with Gunther. Like Gunther walked in, he saw Alpha Academy doing this stupid dance. I was like, this was just like a one-off. Like Gunther being, what are they doing? But this was actually a really good segment. The first time I have really liked the Gunther and Jay, storyline. Gunther came out to the ring. He said that that I'm going to beat Jey Uso at WrestleMania. The thing is, I'm giving a chance to Akira Tozawa because he says to Akira Tozawa like we have things in similarity, that we both uprooted our lives to to come to have a career in WWE. We both got in the best shape to prove that we belong in the WWE. But while at one hand I became the world champion, you are doing your stupid TikTok dances with Alpha Academy for these degenerate fans. And as I'm going to beat Jey Uso at WrestleMania and crush all their dreams, I want you to earn my respect. And this was a really good match. Like Akira got a lot in this match. I didn't expect Akira to get all that. He got a lot. You know, Gunther went for a Walls of Jericho. Akira got the ropes. Then Gunther went for a power bomb, but Akira reversed it into a roll up. Gunther kicked out. Like Gunther had a sick big boot, even like a sick like running like with both of his legs kick. In the end, Gunther got Akira with a power bomb. Gunther got him with a sleeper. Like he held him up there. He didn't like lay on the ground with him, and he just went limp and he like threw him and like Gunther won. This could have been a World Heavyweight Championship defense. Why not? Like you need to get some defenses of Gunther, right? You're not gonna go like 2-3 months of him like just defending his title at Saturday Night's main event, but not defending his title after that. You need to get some defenses. Like it would have been probably better if this was like a World Heavyweight Championship match. Just like get those defenses out. I do not want my champions going 2-3 months without any defenses. After the match, he attacked Otis. Otis like tore his shirt in like a groovy manner. He was chucking him, jiving, but then Gunther got him with a sleeper. But then Jay came out. He sprinted to the ring. Gunther, left the ring, and Jay saved him. Apart from the Jay saving, Akira, because it has happened week after week. Gunther does something, Jey Uso comes out, saves and everything. This segment was really good. Jay later in the show was, checking on Tozawa. Then Theory and uh, Waller interrupted him, and Waller was a little bit weird in this segment. I felt like not really like good, like it was a little bit wooden. But Waller was like, the smart fans know, everyone in the locker room knows that you're not Gunther's level, you cannot beat him. Austin Theory did his yeet, and Waller was like, why are you doing this and everything. Then Jay was like, everyone is against me. I feel like half the world is against me, but I'm going to go to WrestleMania and become the world championship. Yeet, he did the yeet 3 times, and he kicked Waller in the face, and he did the yeet again, and then he left. In the Braun thing, I would say, Judgment Day had a backstage segment where Finn was like, the worst moment happened last week. Braun, you did not only lose to AJ Styles, you got speared by a Braun Breaker. Dom was like, at least I got you a shot against for the Elimination Chamber. What happened to you? Then maybe we do need a new member. And Finn was like, no, we don't. I'm going to be the only one that decides what happens at Judgment Day. Then Liv was like, we should not fight amongst each other. Liv was like, I'll bring the gold back to Judgment Day, because it doesn't matter who wins the gold. It matters that Judgment Day has gold. Valor was like, you need to take care of Bianca and Naomi. And then they went for Braun and Dom Mysterio's match. The match, like, for a while it was like fine. Then Finn and Carlito interfered, disqualification. Braun wins. Braun spears the shit out of Carlito, and then Finn comes with a chair. But as he was like rolling into the ring, Braun just immediately turned around and was on his like legs, and was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he was like that, and Finn was like and then he left. What I think, like, it feels like they have diverted a little bit, like Braun being in the Judgment Day. So I think this is like the pre-Mania, like, IC feud. They're gonna get like Braun a big win over Finn, maybe a triple threat also, and then Braun will then eventually defend his title at Mania, probably against AJ Styles. I think probably AJ will win the gauntlet match, and we'll have Braun Breaker versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I think that's what's gonna happen. Like, Penta is probably facing Rey Mysterio. Like, Sheamus has got his chain snatched up. I don't think he will be at WrestleMania, because otherwise, where do you put him? If they're doing a multi-man match at WrestleMania, then what happens with the US Championship division? Like, they probably need a multi-man match more than you do, because you have actual storylines for the IC title that you can get into. And one thing, you had the Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria match, which was a really good match. I feel, you know, I missed the delayed superplex spot because it got interrupted by the Sony Live ad. Otherwise, a really good match. I wish it would have been 5 minutes more, kind of like their finals match. 5 minutes more, it would have been from a good match to a great match. Like, it, their finals match also needed that 5 minutes. This match also needed that 5 minutes. It didn't happen, but still good match. Ivy Nile after the match attacked Dakota Kai. I thought Dakota Kai had a concussion or something because she was holding her head, but no, she didn't. Then Ivy gave a sick German suplex to Lyra Valkyria, and then she held up the IC title. It's just that, and then we also got an explanation. She was like, I'm going to beat her up again and again until I get my shot. And I like this. Like, at least they have a storyline reason to fight. You know, Lyra will get another defense under her belt, and that will be good for her. A sick German suplex at that. And War Raiders attacked American made during Ivy Nile talking all that. They were hyping up Ivy Nile, and they have set up a tag team title match next week. It's just that it doesn't make sense. Why is it not a no disqualification match? Because their first match, you know, you know, War Raiders won by disqualification because the American made attacked them with the belts. Why are they not having a no disqualification match? they can attack them with the belts again. I don't get it. But at least they have a feud. It is a bare, bare skull, bare bone feud, but at least they have a feud for the tag team titles. I'm glad for that. He also had the New Day versus LWO. I wasn't able to hear the promo because of Sony Live. This match was good. This actually, you would see New Day really didn't get much in this match. Like this match, it felt like it was structured to show how good Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wild really are, because it really showed like they have tag teams. They just need to give them actual storylines. And this match was fine for what it was. In the end, Kofi raked his eyes, and then they won with their, old finisher. And after the match, they attacked LW. Then Dragon Lee showed up. He also got his ass beat up again, and New Day stood tall after the match. I hope New Day eventually goes for the titles again. Like even after how much Triple H has fumbled the New Day, it's just that they still get heel heat. I just hope now they finally move on from this LWO stuff and go into the tag team title division, and like weave those, or even if you don't want them to move forward, like weave that story in the tag team title picture. Like Raw kind of needs that. Then also, then what else happened? You had Rhea Ripley, probably got the loudest pop of the night. I think Rhea got the loudest pop and Jay got the second loudest pop of the night. Rhea was essentially like, EO and me faced each other 5 years ago, and but I have conquered the women's division after that, and I will beat EO at after Raw, after Elimination Chamber, and going to WrestleMania as champion. EO interrupted, and she was like, next Monday I'm going to become the world champion and going to WrestleMania as champion, and so we are getting Rhea and EO next week. We also had a Bailey and Roxanne segment, but we didn't get that on TV because Sony Live. Then also uh, other stuff. Sami Zayn had a sit down, interview with Jackie Redmond. Well, one thing is that Sami can never say like swear words or bad words. So even when he's angry, it feels really funny because he had all the passion, but he said, Kevin Owens, you're gonna have a bad time at Elimination Chamber. It was a really good promo because Sammy was like, I can't recognize myself because I also went to his home this week, which many people don't know about. No one was there. His mother was there. We talked, she greeted me and all. But I was ashamed because I did not go there with good intentions. Like we have done this time and time again, but this time it's different because even I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know who Kevin Owens is, but even I don't know who I am. My neck is not 100% where I want it to be, but at this Sunday, this Saturday, like, I'm gonna beat up Kevin Owens, and this was a really good promo, like hyping their match at Elimination Chamber. It's just that I wish it could have been at WrestleMania, but Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton also have a good story going into WrestleMania. So excited for this match as well. And then you had, I hope I'm not missing anything. I do hope I'm not missing stuff. Then you also had one thing I really liked. The matches were really good. You had a video package for Liv and Raquel versus Bianca and Naomi. You also had like a promo package where Bianca and Naomi were giving a promo as well. So they really hyped this match. I really like the women's tag title. The women getting the main event, like it feeling like a main event also. Then the main event, the match of the night, like Liv and Raquel have had some really good matches. Like their match against uh, EO and Dakota was great as well. Their match here was pretty awesome. Like the near falls. At earlier I was like, this is not like a good match, but the near spots are good. But then it turned into a really great match. Like the Oblivion got me. Then there were certain roll-ups. I was like, it's over, but no, it wasn't. In the end was really lame. That Dom distracted the refs, and then Raquel hit Naomi's head on like the top buckle or anything, and then she fell and Liv just pinned her. I would have liked her to give like an oblivion before pinning her, and like no Jade was here. I think maybe we'll see Jade at Elimination Chamber because otherwise I was expecting her to be here. So we'll probably see like the Judgment Day storyline continue. Like Liv and Raquel have the titles, and they'll be like, Finn be like, you were so eager to help, then why didn't you help me against Seth Rollins? So they'll probably, they'll have things going on. Like, who is going to be the new member in Judgment? Is it going to be Omos? I think it's going to be Omos because I don't get it. Why has Omos been taken off Noah? They probably have some plans for him. Otherwise, a 3.75 out of 5 show. I would have given it a 4 stars, but the finish was pretty lame. But a good show, like good matches, good promo segments. This is what we want from the WWE. Like your AEW is a more like wrestling based show. Like they'll have like 90% of wrestling and 10% of that. Even if like a WWE show is like 60% promos and 40% matches, this is what we want from WWE. Even if it is 50-50, 60-40, both things were great on the show. I really like that. And having your IC titles, having matches is good always. Like the way to get Lyra Valkyria over is to just have her defend her title a lot of times on television and give her promos which are not long. That's what you need to do with her. And also the women's chamber has not been built that well. I would say the focus has been on like Rhea versus Io. On SmackDown it has been Charlotte and Tiffany, but let's see what happens on this SmackDown. Overall a pretty good show. So that was it for me for right now. If you like this type of kind of content, like, share and subscribe. If you don't, share it with those who do. My social media accounts are in the description. My Instagram and Twitter account is in the description, so go follow me on that. My UPI ID link, which is chefboy@okicici, is in the description also. So go donate any amount of money which can help me make YouTube a permanent career option. So that was it for me for right now. So thank you. Goodbye. Alvida.